guys, thanks so much for clicking on my channel. We're all smiles over here. I am Will Sanja, like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep a smile for today? Hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm trying not to keep it long, but y'all already know. If it gets good, I'm gonna keep on talking. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to go to next day is they can't sabotage it. Listen, when God bless you, no one can undo that. Don't y'all remember the story about King Balak and the prophet Balaam? Balak wanted to put a curse on the children of Israel, so he asked that prophet, hey, listen, I want you to build me some altars to put a curse on the children of Israel. And so Balaam built the altars, but what happened? No curse would come upon the children of Israel. So the king was like, Balaam, what's going on? What's going on, dude? You building these altars, but ain't no curse coming. So Balaam said, hey, listen, let me go and talk to God right quick and see what's going on, because by now a curse should be on them. So this is what happened. I'm going to read to you guys. It's in the book of Numbers. I'm going to start from chapter 23, and we're going to start from verse 15. Listen to this. Verse 15 says what? And he said unto Balak, stand here by thy burnt offering while I meet the Lord yonder. This is Balaam talking, the prophet. And the Lord met with the prophet Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said, go again unto Balak the king and say this. And when he came to him, behold, he stood by his burnt offering, and the prince of Moab with him. And the king Balak said unto him, what hath the Lord spoken? In other words, the king was like, Balaam, what did God say? What do you have to do to get a curse on them? What you got to do? Tell me, Balaam, because we got to put this curse on the children of Israel. Listen at this. Starting at what? 19. No, 18. And he took up his parable. This is Balaam. Took up his parable and said, rise up, King Balak, and hear. Hearken unto me, thy son of Zippor. Verse 19 says this. Listen good, because you know I've been saying this for a long time. God is not a man, okay, that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Have he said it? Shall he not do it? In other words, if God said it, he gonna do it. Then it says what? Or have he spoken? Shall he not make it good? In other words, if God spoke that thing, he's gonna make good on it. Then it says here, this is Balaam talking, the prophet. He said, behold, I have received commandment to bless. Then it says what? He hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. God told the prophet, bless the children of Israel. So that's what the prophet did. And when the prophet said, God bless the children of Israel, God blessed the children of Israel again. And then Balaam told what? Balak, the king, I can't reverse it. Why? Because God is not a man that he should lie. Which means what? God had already put a blessing, had already blessed them, the children of Israel. So God said, because I blessed them, I can't undo that. Because if I undo it, it'll make me a liar. And it says what? God is not a man that he should lie. Neither is he the son of a man that he should repent. Had he said it, he will do it. Had he spoken, he will make good on that thing. And here's the reason why God said that they can't reverse it. It wasn't that the children of Israel were so good. It was that they were doing what God had asked them to do. Listen at this. It says here, he hath not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither had he seen perverseness in the children of Israel. It doesn't mean that they were not sinning. It means that they were making mistakes in sinning, but they knew to ask God to forgive them of their iniquity, forgive them of that sin, which means they were God conscious. They knew when they were doing something wrong. They knew they were doing something wrong. There's a verse in Proverbs that says, the righteous knows what is acceptable, which means what? If you're keeping your seek on fleek when you slip, because you're going to have some days when you're not all the way aligned and connected, but if your seek is on fleek with God, then when you do make a mistake, when you do sin, you know to immediately ask God to forgive you, right? And this is why God said the blessing was still on them, because he did not find any iniquity in Jacob. Therefore, what? The blessing was there, and he could not find any perverseness in the children of Israel. Therefore, the blessing was still there. And that's why the prophet Balaam could not put a curse on them. Why? Because it could not be reversed. God has blessed that thing. And that's what I'm telling you today. Maybe you're doing something that God has called you to do, and you're thinking that somebody is going to try to sabotage that thing, going to try to destroy it. destroy that thing, put some damage on it. But God has blessed it. He has. Why? Because you're doing what you're supposed to do. Therefore what? It don't matter how many altars they build, how many curses, how many bad wordings of their tongue they try to throw against you. It ain't going to work. Because first of all, God's word says what? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Right? And he says every tongue that rises up against me in judgment, it shall be condemned. So when God blesses a thing, no one can undo that. No one will be able to sabotage what's going on in your life right now concerning what God has blessed. Maybe you're about to get married and you're thinking somebody on the outskirts is going to try to stop it. Somebody's going to try to get him to say, I don't want to be with you anymore. Somebody's going to try to get her to say, I don't want to be with you anymore. You got to worry about that. God has blessed that thing. God has blessed it. So no one can undo it. It can't be reversed. God is about to bless you with that new position on your job. And you're thinking Sally, next cubicle to you, is going to put in a bad word to change your boss's mind. God has already blessed it. Sally, Mary, whoever, John, whoever, they can't sabotage your position. They can't because God has blessed it. He's blessed it. Maybe you're starting a new venture as far as becoming an entrepreneur. You're thinking that somebody's going to say, hey, listen, no, don't buy for them. They ain't good people. Listen, they can't sabotage it. Why? Because God has already blessed it. It can nobody reverse God's blessing. I just read it to you in Numbers 23, starting at verse 15, letting you know that when God put a blessing on that thing, no man, person, place, or thing can reverse it, can curse it, can sabotage it. They can't. So you ain't got nothing to worry about. Have a happy Friday today. If it's Friday for you, if it's some other day, have a happy other day for you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day it is. Have a happy day knowing that what God has blessed, it cannot be reversed. Therefore, what no one can sabotage what God has put in place in your life. Y'all get it, got it good. I hope so. But if you didn't, rewind this thing and watch again. But in the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have a massive smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.